Hi, this is Valakshmi here, and here's wishing all the viewers of our Sweet Talkies.
Sweet Talkies entire teamக்கும் என்னுடைய ஹார்ட்டி விஷஸ் தெரிவிச்சுக்கிறேன்.
We talking all the best for that.
வாழ்த்துக்கள் வீ டாக்கீஸ்க்கு.
இணையதளத்தில் வரும் வீ டாக்கீஸ் சினிமா சம்பந்தப்பட்ட செய்திகளை தாங்கி வருகிறதே அந்த வீ டாக்கீஸ்க்கு என்னுடைய மனமார்ந்த வாழ்த்துக்கள்.
Hi, how are you? Announced this interview, people have been sending Satya Divana and Zara Zara songs to me, trying to tell me that we'll catch you up with this interview. It's crazy, really crazy.
It is.
But I'm gonna, yeah,
But
you know,
it's
Right.
it makes me so happy to see you right now, Maddie. You know,
Thank you.
I don't know what. I really, words are not adequate to express. You grow your vegetables in hydroponics on your terrace. On an average, how much produce do you get? Like, is it enough for you all to cook like a full meal regularly, or do you still need to buy from outside? What's the like?
It's enough. Our household consists of about, yeah. So our household consists of about 6 people, and I grow enough vegetables to feed us for at least 3 to 4 days in a week. So we need to supplement that.
Maddie.
Yeah. So we eat. I mean, be it.
I like the background score, Maddie. Oh, Maddie going on right now. So
I
what
get so
you just
embarrassed.
said.
Yeah.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
So
amazing.
I used to put my, the daily harvest, as I used to call it, on my Instagram, and then people started following it, and people are now growing it themselves. It's fantastic. It's fantastic, and you learn how to take care of it. You realize you don't need insecticide. You can just take neem oil and spray that. It works as good as an insecticide. You don't need to put natural, chemical fertilizers. You can use natural produce. You can use, compost. All that, how to make it and how to use it, really phenomenal.
Both of you won PETA Person of the Year, People of the Year, right? Vedant's won it as well in 1 year, and you have
Most compassionate kid. I think
Most compassionate
what
kid.
Vedant used to do for the first 10 years of his life is he never celebrated his birthday. Whenever he did, he would ask his friends to donate the money to PETA instead of giving gifts. So I think they kind of appreciated that.
Okay, you and Sarita are just
Yeah.
gorgeous, and this child of yours is even more beautiful.
God's grace, God's grace, yeah.
It's amazing, and I'm totally going to do this, and I'm going to totally take all
Any
the
help you
pointers
need.
that I have to from you.
Sure.
Get this going, because now I'm like resolute. It has to happen. It's
Yeah.
on top of my things to do in life. Maddie, how does Vedant respond to all of this? I think, when parents set an example through the actions and the choices they make, it inspires children in unique ways. And I know for a fact, the science says it, psychologists say it, that when children engage and interact with nature, it has a very profound impact on their mental health, positively, obviously, on their physical health, on just the kind of human beings and the kind of values they imbibe and have. Have you noticed something that you would like to share about Vedant?
Yes, of course. We've always been a household of animals, and we've kept animals that have largely been discarded by other people. And so Vedant has had the privilege of growing up with dogs and, parrots and stuff like that we've managed to rescue. And I think we've learned more about how to be humans from our animals. And it's an amazing lesson for any child. You see your parents and your mother and father go through the stress of life. There are arguments, there are fights, and there are debates. But, you could get angry with your dog in the morning for being a naughty boy. You come back in the evening, he's forgotten all about it. He's still wagging his tail and he's telling you, hey, I'm there, give me a hug. I'm right there for you. And such an amazing lesson to let bygones be bygones and move on with the people that you love. It really don't carry residues of any argument or negativity along with your life. I think Vedant has hopefully imbibed that. Now, I don't want to jinx it, but I do know that my son loves animals.
He's
And
a great kid. He's
God
one of the
bless.
most compassionate, beautiful boys ever.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's all credit to Sarita. I just do my philosophical talking in front of him, and I hope he imbibes what I'm talking. But I think I've become. I wish I could be a better father, but I take my time to spend, as much as I can with them, talking about what I have learned and what, kind of stuff that my dad taught me. I remember this is going to be very strange, but I remember when he was 6 years old, he sat me down and he said, "Bapa, I want to talk to you." And I said, "Yeah." He says, "Bapa, you're not spending quality time with me. This is not fair." And I said, "Come here. What do you mean I'm not spending quality time with you?" He says, "Where did you learn this quality time period? Where is this, which serials are we watching on 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 the platforms to understand this word called quality time that you have to spend with your father?" I said, I can't take you fishing. There is no fishing here in India right now, in Bombay. And my father never spent great quality time with him, but I love him dearly. Okay, he used to spend just the right amount of time when he had the time, and he imbibed in me the kind of qualities that I have today, and I love him. And I said, "Vedant, if you can love me half of as much as I love my father, then I will be privileged. Please remember, it's not quality time. Don't let Western, philosophies make you feel inadequate. I'm there for you. If you need me, I'm going to be there for you. And there are things that you have to learn on your own. So please do that." And I think he understood. There was something crazy about the way he looked at me. And he said, "You're right, Papa." And we've never had that conversation after that. He knows that I work and my job takes me around the world and do what I do. And so there is a huge, and so I think that ability to understand and what I was trying to say comes from the fact that he understands how animals are. So, we go out for a holiday, maybe we've gone out for a month, and you come back and we start away in the same manner. The dogs don't get upset at you for not being there for 25 days. They just pick it up from where they are, and they show you that it's possible to be even more happier with what we have right now. And I think I would highly encourage everybody to take up pets who are rescue pets if possible, and they will teach you amazing things. And I have a lot to learn from animals, and I think Vedant has learned a lot.
So what led you to, I know you were very inspired by the plants you were growing, the food you were growing at home, and that obviously made you a lot more sensitive to a farmer's life, a farmer's plight.
Mm-hmm.
And then that led you to turning a farmer yourself, like growing in a larger piece of land. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So there was a barren piece of land in the south of India that we had seen.
I think that's a key word. I was actually trying to jog my memory about what you shared with me, because that's what fascinated me the most about it, that it was a barren plot of land that you took up as a challenge. And you
so although it was sold as a farm, it hadn't been, nothing had been cultivated for 20 years. And so it was close to a good source of water. And, it was, I was wondering why people were not growing things, and things around that area were, as it is, kind of dwindling in terms of agriculture. So we decided to test the soil, for the alkalinity and see what kind of a, composition the soil had, and see what would grow best. And we decided to see if we can grow coconuts, and that to native coconuts, which can grow at a lower height and have a year-round harvest if possible. So I tried to identify things that will grow and started experimenting. And soon enough, in about 3-4 years, we suddenly realized that whole place was lush green. We realized that we can grow coconut trees and grow vegetables under it, and what kind of vegetables grow better, and which vegetables help in the coconut growing better, and which coconut sapling is best for growing with herbs or with salads or that kind of stuff. Which fruit trees complement each other in terms of their growth and what they contribute to the soil. And I realized that you can create an ecosystem that can be hugely beneficial to the farmer. There was no doubt whatsoever that I did spend a lot of money on it, which normally a farmer may not be able to spend. Okay, but for me, it was an experiment to show that the land is capable of producing this. It was, and so if somebody says, was it a profitable venture? My point was not to show if it was profitable, honestly. My point was to show that if people believed in it, if the government believed in it, you could make a fertile land into a flourishing, luscious, green, environmentally correct sort of a piece of land that will eventually turn profitable to any farmer who follows the process. And we are still experimenting. We're still in the process of it, but I got to say that we've got spectacular results.
And it's so exciting that you're doing this, because this is really where we've come from. Traditionally, this is how we farmed, and it's time that we go back to this kind of farming, because industrial farming is creating all kinds of chaos, as we know.
So the
So
best
this
part is,
kind of farming.
yeah, sorry to interrupt you. The best part I forgot to tell you. The best part is, so now all the surrounding farmers are now taking interest in their own land. People who had just bought it and left it there because it was barren in their opinion, they all came back and says, "Hey, so how did you do it? Like, how did you, make sure that this happens, and how do you, source the water, and which solar fences are you using, and which solar, energy source are you using? Which kind of fish are you putting in the pond so that the nitrogen balance is maintained?" So now they're learning and they're imbibing and they're doing that. So now the whole area is beginning to flourish, and that is beautiful for me to see.
That's the best part. That is just
Yeah.
so amazing. And I hope the
Yeah.
government is equally inspired, just as your name.
The government has been, yeah, they've been good. They've been honest. I mean, to tell you that they are. So we don't take any subsidies in our farm, thankfully, because I've been blessed with the money. We don't need that. But the government has done great amount of jobs in trying to make sure that everybody gets electricity, that there is a process in place for you to get your fertilizers from them, and make sure that there's a process of taking the coconuts and all that. Actually, they're doing it. We are an agricultural country, and I think the more technology that we're able to take to the farmers, I think with the more stronger a nation will become.